Defense Minister Eng Hen says Singapore is studying the conflict in Ukraine very closely, describing it as the most modern fought war in recent times. Dr. Eng says Singapore hopes to draw lessons for its military capability and its own defense strategy. He made the observations while speaking on the sidelines of China's 11th Xiangshan Forum, the country's leading security conference. He also stresses that even though the risk of regional conflict is higher in the current geopolitical environment, Singapore's military remains a purely deterrent force. Si Hui reports.
It's been 2 years since the Russia-Ukraine war started, and the conflict in the Middle East shows no sign of slowing down. 10 years ago, the risk of regional conflict might have been near zero, according to Defense Minister Eng Hen. But now he says it is non-zero. When he spoke with Singaporeans, Dr. Eng noticed a significant change.
There's no difficulty convincing Singaporeans that you need a strong defense today. Yes, we've increased our defense budgets nominally. We bought new equipment, whether it's F-35s, submarines. I think Singaporeans' confidence go up when we strengthen the SAF. We are careful to explain to our neighbours that when we do so, we are purely a defence deterrent force. We are not a threat to anybody. Nobody sees us as a threat.
While there are hopes the regional landscape remains peaceful, he emphasized the need for a strong SAF. Dr. Eng says soldiers are now training more realistically with new equipment and facilities.
The SAF is studying very closely what has happened in Ukraine to understand, because this is probably the most modern fought war in recent times, and we are trying to decipher and take lessons from what it means for military capability and how Singapore devises its own national defense strategy.
Dr. Eng also spoke about the impact of the upcoming U.S. elections on Singapore and the region. Americans head to the polls in November to vote for either current U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris or former President Donald Trump. He says Singapore has worked with Republican and Democrat presidents before, and the country and the region were able to make progress. Dr. Eng adds he doesn't expect changes or crisis to happen. Meanwhile, other conflicts continue to heat up closer to home. Recent tensions between China and the Philippines in the South China Sea are cause for concern, with other countries, including the U.S., weighing in. And with this year's Xiangshan Forum themed Promoting Peace for a Shared Future, there are calls for a dialing down of tensions and for dialogue to continue. Dr. Eng was invited to speak at the forum, where he says China plays a key role in showing resolve and commitment in dealing with security issues. He also stressed the need for China-U.S. relations to improve following the recent meetings at the Shangri-La Dialogue in Singapore and U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan's visit to China.
China, as a world leader, has articulated its desired norms and rules that will achieve a vision of the regional and world order. Here, inclusivity and universality are keys that have proven themselves crucial to maintain peace and progress and support from the largest numbers of countries.